Hey, Koi folk, welcome back. I don't know if you'll ever see this or not. I've started many penny hunts along the ways and just never ended up getting around to posting any of them. It's an old box I picked up beginning of the year. I did mark it at the time that had 2 wheat enders in it. So who knows? Could be some goodies in there. Never know till we jump in, I guess. So let's do it. On the very first roll, we got our first Wheatie. Might be a good sign. Like I said, there was 2 enders in here, so if nothing else, maybe we got some nice older ones in here. We got a 1952 Philly in okay shape. And there's been a decent amount of copper. I mean, I'm halfway through one roll, but so at least there's some older coins in here, and hopefully that's just the start. So we'll jump back in. So we're on roll 6 here, and we finally got our second wheat cent. It's 1957. Out of Philly. If I can get it to focus. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Focus. I don't know. Just trust me. It's there. Also, I've come across a couple Younghead Canadian cents. What we got? A 75 and a 69. So I've been pulling those out. And that's about it so far. Nothing super exciting. So we're going to jump back in, see what else we can get. So we're on roll 7 here and got a 2016 under the scope with a pretty substantial die crack on the back. You can see it runs up through the end into the kind of the top of the ribbon there, and then it also splits off on this side and runs up through the little curl in the ribbon. Looks like there's maybe a little chip right at the end there. That's kind of a cool one. I've never seen this one before. Thought I'd bring you in, share. Now we're gonna jump back in. So we're back on the same roll here. Got another one under the scope with a pretty decent little strike through on the date here. You can see like just a bit of the 1, it looks like. I'm assuming it's a 1. But unfortunately it's not in the best of shape. Could be a little better. I hate these zinking cents. Like, that's what stops me from getting all the way through a hunt sometimes. I just get tired of looking at these nasty things. But anyways, it's a cool little find. And we're going to jump back in, see what else is in there. So we're on roll 10 here. Got ourselves reverse facing Wheatie here. Figure I'll bring you in for the flip. If I can get it focused, maybe we can figure out what date it is. At 46. I guess it'll help if I put a little light on it. Not in the best of shape, but it's our third Wheatie. So we'll take it. I didn't see anything else in the roll here. But we'll jump in and get through it. And we'll be back. So we're on roll 19 here. And we finally got another Wheatie. A little rough, but that's to be expected. Been in circulation for what, 80 years now? 1944. A little worn down, but we'll take her. We're going to jump back in, see what else is in there. Just wrapping up roll 20 here. We got another rough and tumble wheat cent. 1948 out of Philly. Not in terrible shape, but definitely was in better shape at some point. But anyways, we're going to jump back in, see what else is in there. Working on roll 21 now, and got ourselves our next Wheatie. It's a 1956 out of Philly. Not in terrible shape, but definitely been out and about. But I don't see anything else in this roll, so we're gonna jump in, and I'll bring you back in if I find so. Working through roll 25, we got our next Wheatie, 1956 out of Philly. Got a little bit of the ring of death on the reverse. Maybe you can see it right above 1. So that's not ideal, but you know,
I'm sure it's been in a few wrappers over the years, so we'll take it. Let's jump back in. Working through roll 27, and we got our next Wheatie, a 1944 out of Philly. Not in terrible shape. Not seeing anything standing out on it, but it's cool find. So we're gonna jump back in and see what else is in there. So on roll 30 here, and I noticed as I was opening up that this is one of our wheat enders. I figured I'll try the one hand thing. I ain't breaking out the tripod. It's too early for that stuff. So let's see what we got here. It is 1944 San Francisco, I believe. So a little bit older. Little West Coast action over here in the Midwest. So we'll take it. Hopefully there's some more goodies in there. We'll see. Nothing jumping out at me, but we'll jump in and find it. So there actually was another Wheatie hiding out in that roll. 1953 out of Denver. So we got 2 out of that roll. And we're going to jump back in and see what else we might find. So out of the very next roll, we get our next Wheatie. 1940 out of Philly. Just a touch of a wood grain kind of look to it. Not too extravagant, but kind of cool looking. But that's all I'm seeing in this roll so far. But we'll jump back in and see what else might be in there. So we're on roll 34 and got ourselves our next Wheatie. Got a 1944 out of Philly. A little dirty, but not in terrible shape. So we're going to jump back in, see what else might be in here. So we're on the same roll still. We got a reverse facing Wheatie that popped out, so I figured I'd bring you in for the flip, see what we get. What did we get? Is that a 41? Let's throw it under the scope. 47 out of San Francisco. Looked like he took a shot in the ear, looks like, but besides that, not in the best shape, not in the worst shape. I'm wondering if this was maybe that second ender roll and I missed it when I wasn't paying attention. But anyways, cool find. Gonna jump back in, see what else is in there. So working through roll 36 and got a nicer 1974 here, came out of there. Some pretty decent shape. Got a little carbon spot up at the E and E pluribus unum, but besides that, it's pretty good shape. Thought that was kind of cool to find something that nice from that old. In not so good shape is this 1995 that's under the scope. I wish it was in a little better shape. You can see it's got a die crack from the rim all the way down. I want to say it terminates. Let's try to zoom in a little bit here. It's kind of so dirty and everything, but it looks like it's all the way down. Runs like kind of on the edge of that pillar. I think comes all the way down to about right in here below or kind of off the side of the steps there, I guess. I don't know. Unfortunately, the zinc monster got it, so probably won't hang on to it, but it was a cool find otherwise. But anyways, we're going to jump back in. So we're working through roll 42 here, and we got our next Wheatie. 1946 out of Philly. A little gunk on it, but she's a Wheatie, so we'll take it. Jump back in. So we're on roll 43 here and got a 1983 under the scope. You see a little bit of clashing in behind Lincoln's head, kind of at the top of his jacket, coming in the back of his head. And just a real small line
kind of right in the middle of his throat. And then you see a little bit of clashing on the reverse as well, kind of in here in the bass. So it was kind of cool find. Wish it was a little bit stronger, especially on the obverse, but looks like they must have cleaned up some of it. Or maybe it just kind of was slightly tilted and only kind of picked up on that one side, maybe. I don't know. But still cool finds. We're going to jump back in and see what else. That might be a tiny little bit of clash in that last window as well. I can't tell. Anyways, jumping back in. Let's go. So, very next coin, we got a 1999 otoscope here. A fairly large spike head die crack. You can see coming kind of at an angle through the E and we, and comes all the way down across his forehead. Pretty light, but you can see it. So that's kind of a cool find as well. Unfortunately, she's not the wide AM. It would have been my luck because considering how trash the back is, but but it's not. Just a nice little spike head die crack. So jumping back in. So we're on roll 44 here. Got ourselves our next Wheatie. 19 focus 53 Denver. Don't see anything else in the roll at the moment, but there might be something in there. Who knows? Let's find it. So working through roll 45, we got a 1982 under the scope with a nice little rim cut over here on the right above Liberty. Never found a real good cut on a penny, but you know, got to start somewhere. So we'll take this one and jump back in, see what else is in there. So roll 45 gives us our next Wheatie, 1956 out of Philly. We know we got at least one more in there. I got the one ender roll left over, and we're gonna do that one last. But we'll add this one to the bunch and jump back in. Roll 48 gives us another Wheatie, another 1956. Not in the best shape for a 56, but she's a Wheatie. So we're gonna jump back in. I know I'll be bringing in at least one more time, so let's see what else we can get. So roll 49 gives us another 1956 Wheatie. Apparently this is the box of 1956s, but it's a Wheatie, so we'll take it. Alright, I'll be back. So we got roll 50 here. I opened it all the way up, and then I'm like, oh crap, that's right. There was a Wheatie ender in here. So it doesn't look like it was this end. So it's got to be down here. So let's find out what it was together. Hey, it's not 1956. It looks like a 54 Denver. My eyes aren't failing me, which they could be. They're pretty bad, so. But it's a Wheatie, so we'll take it. 54D. All right. Let's jump in and see if there's any more in there. So that last roll ended up giving us one more Wheatie. 1952 Denver. A little rough, but a little scratched up there on the bottom. But she's Wheatie. But the best part is I finally did it. I finally finished the penny hunt. You don't know how many of these I've started and just ended up scrapping because they take me forever. I actually just went back and looked right before I came in to do this little clip. I started this hunt on August 11th. And this is September 9th and I'm finally finishing it. I just get bored and move on to other stuff, but I committed myself before I started. I was actually going to finish a penny box and do a video on it instead of giving up halfway through. So we did that. Got a good little bucket of copper. Plus pulled out a few along the way just to set aside for potential album fills. So this will be short a little bit, but let's see. I don't know if my This thing's gonna read this or not. Hopefully I don't break it. I don't know what that means, but I'm guessing that means it's too much. But anyways, give me a second and let me go to a different scale. We'll see how much we got. All right, so we relocated to my postal scale instead here. So throw this bad boy on there. 61.8 ounces. I don't know. That's too much math. What is that? Almost 4 pounds? Am I doing math? Yeah, a little less than 4 pounds. Not too bad. So we'll jump in the next video. I don't know what it'll be. I don't know what the heck my scale's doing. There she goes. But anyways, all right, folks. Hopefully the efforts paid off and this video wasn't too terrible for you. So we'll see you later.